Hey guys, it's me, Karen Ashley, Aisha the Yellow Power Ranger. Action activate.
What's going on? I am Gazbot. This is Action Activate. With me, as always,
the big Dawg Defender.
That's right. We're here bringing you all the Ranger news and reviews that is set to do. Padoos. I don't know what rhymes with
all
reviews.
The things.
All the things. We're doing a double header after last week's pre-recorded episode. We're going to do episode Beast Morphers 10 and 11 all in about an hour. Hello to the Real Babu. Hello to Matt Kendall Clare. Hello to everybody watching live, chatting with us, and those later on YouTube. Today, on Twitch, we're going to do both episodes in one Action Activate, but then later on YouTube, we'll split it up into two so that people that want to see a specific episode could find it easier. Now, in the interest of getting things going, I'm going to quickly put up a piece of art.
This is Psycho Blue, which he just streamed yesterday drawing, and Gazbot is known for his art. He can be found on all the things. It's not Psycho Blue. No. It is actually a different Ranger.
I was
trying to help.
I appreciate it. Well, the thing is, I did a vote of which headshot I should do next. And Psycho Blue won the vote, but I miscounted. And I did Lost Galaxy Pink, which is what you see me working on up here. But I did do Psycho Blue, which I'll put up next episode. So the people that voted for Psycho Blue, you still get it. Psycho Blue won by one vote. So it was very close. They did both. But that's not why we're here today. That's a side fun thing up there that you could watch, and I'll have another vote later. But we're going to be talking about episode 10 of Beast Morphers. Hey, Dolly girl, glad you could make it. And I want to just jump right into it because we're pretty pressed for time. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so right in the middle here.
Or hyperspeed.
Hyperspeed. All right. First, we're going to the dark dimension of dark evil cybers.
Evil doing cyber.
Yes. And I actually watched episode 10 and 11 out of order by mistake because I was watching them online. And so I watched 11 first and then went back and watched 10. Yeah. It didn't ruin too much, but it made more sense watching them in order, as you might expect.
Unofficial two-parter.
Yes. So this is called Thrills and Drills. Do you have any thoughts jumping into it right away, or?
I liked 11 more than 10. I like the monster design for 10, which is why I'm excited that they made a figure of it.
Me too, and I think it's good because it's a monster that stuck around a little bit, and so I doubt he'll stick around till the end of the show, but I guess they figured, well, he's more than a one-off, so, and I have seen him in stores and thought about buying him, I didn't, although, real quick, I did find Steel today. I'll give myself one shot. I didn't even know he was out yet. Wasn't sure I was going to get him, but I love Steel so much that I had to get him. And he looks better than the Cruise figure because he doesn't have to transform. So hopefully that'll be good. So Thrills and Drills, we're getting into it. And we start off from the villain point of view, which is interesting. They've done it before, but we really stuck with it. And Scrozzle starts getting into his plans about the data chips and how... And this is, again, I watched him out of order. So they're like, oh, I used the data chip. I'm like, okay, I guess there's a data chip plan, and just sort of rolled with it. But he's like, oh, no, this was set up earlier that the data chips will capture each of the Beast Morphers, like individual powers, strength, jumping, speed, by capturing them, using them in battle. And
then Roxy and Blaze kind of argue a little bit about who should be able to get these data chips and have the powers, and Evox kind of makes it a little competition between them. Ultimately, in 10, Roxy ends up being able to enact her plan, and she kind of goes from there. And
basically, because she has a plan. He's like, my most powerful servant. And she's like, I have a plan. He's like, okay, you're the powerful one. I do think Roxy is the more powerful. I think they're potentially equally physically powerful, although she tends to do a lot more with blasters and strategy. So I don't know who's physically more powerful, but I feel like I'd rather fight Blaze than Roxy because I'd have a better chance of winning.
Yeah.
Or at least getting away.
I agree with everything you've said.
Okay, excellent. Oops, I skipped. So she's all happy and gives him a little smirky, smug face, a little face action there. And he gives his smoldering Blaze. Ooh, you're going to regret.
Oh, yeah, and the way he said to, you're going to regret that. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
You're going to need
it. Babu says, "Yay monsters! Yay monsters indeed, the real Babu." And Matt Kendall I'd be more afraid of fighting Roxy myself. So I think we're all in agreement that Roxy is the more serious villain of the two. Even though she smiles more, I think that's part of it too. She seems to have fun with it. He's all like, "I'm evil." She's like, "Ha ha, I'm evil," and she'll like kind of trick you, and like you'll be looking over here, and she'll gut punch you or something, whereas he's coming at you straight with a sword. So yeah, there's a rivalry set up there. Then we head back to the Riptide Gym, where we see something weird. They're training. That's not weird. Would you like to explain why I might think this is weird, Big Dog?
So it's kind of odd just because they're all kind of fighting each other, but not in a constructive way.
Okay.
It's like whoever they happen to be next to, they're sparring, and some martial arts schools do something like this, more of like a for fun thing or like a warm-up drill just to get everybody going. But like everything they're doing is not super cohesive, which I was kind of just shrugging at. But
you're not wrong at all, and I agree. But this is where we see the difference between you, who has a martial arts background, and me, who's just looking at it from a story point of view. Because actually, Matt Kendall just said exactly what I was going to say. Steel is training in the gym, which is weird. You could almost let it go, except 1 or 2 episodes ago, he walked up to the front of the gym, and they're like, "Whoa, what is that?" He's like, my science project." And he's like, "Don't stand out." And he's like, "It's hard not to stand out when you're me." Cut to an episode or 2 later, they're martial arts training with the robot. Is he supposed to keep a low profile or not? Is it normal?
We don't care anymore. It was a throwaway thing in 1 episode.
But I could see in a few more
episodes. The plot hole widens.
I guess I just want to know, is it okay and normal that there's a robot in this world, or is it weird and they need to keep it a secret? I feel like it is weird, but they don't need to keep it a secret. It's like, oh, he's a new invention from the Morphex Battle Grid, stuff that we've been working on, and that's fine, but it is weird. Also, shouldn't he be more powerful? Babu says get private gym time. Maybe. Ben and Betty are there. I don't know if they show anybody else that isn't from Grid Battle Force. But I guess we'll move on from that. So here we see Ravi holding his head. Thrills and drills. Part of it is that he has a toothache. And it occurs to me that the monster is a drill monster, but it's not a dentist thing. It has nothing to do with it. It's just sort of like a coincidence. But he has a toothache, and then we see Ben coming to give Betty like a fruit drink. Oh, look, there are people in the background. So they don't have private gym time. Either that or those are mannequins. Or maybe they're mannequins. Let's see. Real Babu says it's $20 a month upcharge. Okay, so then they're paying extra, and those are just mannequins. So he gives her a thing, but then of course he turns up the dial and breaks it immediately, and so we get a little bit of face acting. Not
bad physical humor, which I didn't like. Of like, oh look, and then he gets drenched with a milkshake. I'm like,
also
right,
bad
whatever.
props. As much as I normally like the props, this is just one of those, oh, that's a fake dial. It reminds me of if you watch older animation, when there's like a wall that's going to break, you could tell it's different because it's painted differently. And that's what this is. Like, oh, that prop is for breaking, because that's not a real control you'd ever see on that thing. So so she falls. It hits a thing, also not a fan. Very contrived.
Like a yoga ball or something.
Yeah, and it somehow hits but doesn't explode, and then it makes no sense. Not the best comedy I've seen. Get back to the fight. Steel and everybody's fighting in this sort of loose, making no sense martial arts way, according to the Big Dog's expertise. And then Ravi, once again, he's holding his chin, and Nate thinks, oh man, I hurt you. I do like that expression on Nate's face. And
yeah.
And he's like, no, it's not you. It's me, and I'm scared of dentists. And Matt Kendall says, can't be mannequins if they're moving around unless they're robots too. Well, it is Grid Battle Force. Maybe they're mannequins that are programmed with like robotics inside to look real. I mean, because Steve, the real Babu, said that they're paying extra for this time, and he would know, so he couldn't possibly be wrong. All right, so this is where he's saying he's afraid of going to the dentist because he had a bad experience when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And then Steel is like, oh, have Nate fix you. He could fix me. And Roxy says something like, well, he's human, not a robot. And Steel is like, a half robot, half human. And I appreciate that distinction.
Steel's the best. Like, all I got out of both these episodes, Steel needs to stay. I don't know who else I like other than the Yellow Ranger. And actually, I just really don't like the Blue and Red Ranger after these 2 episodes.
Wow. Yep. I thought the Blue Ranger might have redeemed himself a little bit.
No, not at all.
Okay. I do like Steel possibly the best. Zoe was my favorite, but Steel is overtaking her a little bit.
Oh, Steel's the best, and then her.
Yeah. Nate's all right, too.
Nate's fine. He's in the mix, but I still find him, like, adjacent. He's, like, a secondary character that happens to have ranger powers as opposed to like
Well, no, he was,
another
but
sixth ranger
he was
to
the
me.
main scientist too. I mean, he's basically Billy. He even says affirmative all the time.
No, I know, and that's why like I don't put him in these groupings of like the ranger rankings,
right.
as I'm
Well,
now calling it.
I have more positive feelings towards them in general than you do. Ravi is my least favorite, but I don't hate him the way you do. And Devin, he's nothing special.
Devin,
He's fine.
I don't like that
I
much
feel like
anymore.
Devin started strong and has been losing steam.
Yeah, he's just a huge like turd.
Wow.
2-episode arc.
Wow. Okay.
Here's
Strong
what I will
words.
say. I didn't hate Ravi in these 2 episodes. I still didn't like him, but Devin and Ravi were equal to me in these 2 episodes in terms of my liking towards
Because
them. or
Ravi
lack
came up a
thereof.
little bit and Devin went down a little bit.
No, Devin went down a bunch and Ravi stayed the same.
Wow. Okay, that's harsh. And you're the guy. For those that don't know, typically Big Dog likes Red Rangers. Typically, I don't.
I'm like the Red Ranger fan.
There are exceptions, but it's weird that So okay.
I blame it on the writing for it and not him. Like when he's written well, he's awesome. And then there's so many times where I'm like, actually, I really just don't like you. And we'll get there as we go.
Yeah, I would agree because I think the actor is a charismatic guy. I think, but
Yes.
he has been. It's weird too because again, he started off like kind of here, and they're like, oh, let's just make him do dumb stuff that doesn't make sense. I do think that Ravi though started here and has been slowly going up. Maybe you disagree, but I think he's been getting better.
I see what they're trying to do with him. It doesn't make me like super like him yet, but like
I want to catch.
I don't hate him more.
I want to catch up on chat a little bit. Real Babu, red and blue aren't as good as Overdrive Big Dog, but then again, who is? True. I mean, yeah, the Real Babu knows where your true loyalty lies. And his fingers have a mind of their own. So, excuse me. So this gets all sidetracked because they get a call from Commander Shaw.
Yep.
And then we cut to why she's calling. You see Roxy, and I like that they show her stealing the drill. I don't know, it's just a petty thief kind of thing, but like she didn't have to do that. But she's like, well, no, I'm a bad guy, so, you know.
Yeah.
And then she creates Drill Tron. Is it Drill Tron or Drillatron? It's just Drill Tron, right?
Sure.
Yes, Drill Tron.
Drill Monster Part 2.
I agree with you though. I love this design. He's one of my favorites they've done this season as a one-off monster, or I guess he's a 2 or 3-off monster. He looks cool. He looks like he's made out of the thing he's supposed to be made out of. Yeah, his voice isn't too stupid. I might get a figure of him, but regardless, thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
I will. Whether or not I get it on clearance or not is yet to be determined.
That's gotcha. And so she puts the little sensor on him, which again, having watched them out of order, I'm like, oh, so they really did establish this well. I just thought it was like kind of lazy writing in the next episode when I thought I did it. So she calls the Tronics because they had showed up because they got the call. Now this seems like they're catching her, but this is all, of course, according to her plan because she wants them to fight so that he could absorb the information, energy, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Real quick, looking at chat. Dolly Girl. Red Ranger wears. Oh, you.
I saw it a while ago and I needed you to read it.
Red Ranger wears.
Babu said point for Dolly Girl
because
for saying the Red Ranger wears red clothes like Mario.
Oh, well, I walked right into that. Matt Kendall Clare. Drill Tron. It was one of the first figures we saw back, and I think it was Toy Fair. Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. But now he's actually out. I have seen him in stores, but I didn't pick him up yet. Dolly Girl. No wonder he tends to like the Red Ranger. All right, so they're getting into battle. It's morphin' time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time we see all 5 of them do the morph together.
It is.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
I liked the tornado with the bug animals as well.
Me too. Cool. The mantis looks really cool. I guess the beetle, it looks all right, but the mantis, I know he's not a mantis, and that's like a thing, but it looks awesome.
It does look really cool.
Now, one thing I noticed. Also, during the transformation, if you look at Steel, I thought it was cool because you see all their eyes for a minute before the sunglasses go on, and Steel too, but because he has glowing robot eyes, he looks like kind of some kind of knight or something in that picture. Yeah. Like, I thought it was interesting. Like, you don't normally see that. Now, here's something. Did you catch anything? Did anybody catch anything going on during this? Wait, was it during this fight? I might be getting it wrong. There was a musical cue at some point. Let me see.
It was in the gym.
It was in the gym? Yes, it was.
The gym is when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers played.
Okay, so we missed that. But so you noticed it, I noticed it. Did anybody else notice that? That it was not the full thing. It was like yeah, just the beginning part, which at first I was like, oh, that's awesome. But then I'm like, but nothing's happening. Yeah. It seemed like it should have been like some cool reveal or a big fight. Like, it was nice that they put it in there. But why at the gym scene? Like,
just shoehorned in for a fight, I guess.
Yeah, but it wasn't even a real fight. It was sparring, so I don't know. Commander. Oh, I forgot another joke. Steel, when they get the call to go fight Roxy, Steel goes, "Let's Roxy and roll," which was stupid,
Yes,
and I
know.
loved it.
His puns are just
They're
elite.
terrible and awesome. The other thing I'm noticing with a lot of this footage here, my understanding is that Roxy is not a main character in Go Busters, and the character she does play, or she may or may not be a main character, but she's a different character, and it's more of a green. So all this stuff with yellow suited up Roxy, my assumption is all U.S. footage.
I believe so.
And they're doing a lot of it. So that means that the big group fight scene also is American footage. So it's interesting. They're doing a lot, and I wonder if they need to. Like, I wonder why they make these decisions sometimes.
I did like this fight overall, though. Roxy definitely went up a couple notches in these 2 episodes. And also seeing her and then later Blaze morph was cool as well.
I agree. In chat, let's see. Robabu, they'll use it again when ASJ comes on next season. That would make more sense, though. Like, if during the fight he's in Austin St. John, for those that don't know. And then Dolly Girl says, boy, that's some green grass. See, now that's a stretch. That's some green grass like Luigi. That doesn't even bother me because you're just reaching.
It does bother you. That's why
this is you grasping at straws. Nope, no thank you. Matt Candleclaire, by the way, the message Commander gave, they're still using the NATO alphabet for sectors. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for that. So, good trivia there from Matt Candleclaire. So, he gets hit, but he's
toothache.
Yeah, he's more hurt by his toothache than the actual
fight.
So,
I'm going to do my rant for 2 seconds since we're
yeah, keep it short. Here you go.
So, the thing that bothers me about the toothache, and I understand this is a children's show that I'm overanalyzing, the toothache could hurt every physical thing he's doing. When he's running, it's bouncing in his head and it hurts. When he gets hit, it hurts. When he's moving around and shaking too much, it hurts. Not pick and choose when it hurts. It needs to hurt the whole time. He needs to 100% be just losing everything he's doing. And it bothered me that it was inconsistent, and now I'm done.
I think you're mostly right, but I'm taking it that he gets adrenaline. He's trying to do the right thing. He's being a hero. He's fighting, and he's pushing through the pain. And he's like, it hurts, but I'm fighting. And then when he gets hit or knocked down, he has a minute to think about it. He's like, and then he's got to psych himself back up to get back into the fight.
I think if he constantly had like a little bit of pain and then it would spike, I think that's better than like, oh, let me do this thing. Sorry, I can't help you guys. Pause. Oh, my tooth hurts, and then goes back. Like, that's what bothered me.
I understand, but I do think that's just for clarity of storytelling, comedic effect for the younger viewers to make it all clear.
Carry on.
Okay, so the fight goes on, and basically Drill Tron and Roxy are like, we're getting out of here. And so Drill Tron makes a hole in the ground, which seems unnecessary considering they could teleport. We find out later that there is a story reason, which I like, because I'm like, why would they do that? But they do explain it. And then we get here, and Steel once again is awesome because they see, oh, they went down this tunnel, but where does it lead to? And Steel says, underground, obviously.
I love it. Also, in the beginning of the episode, she actually said they won't know what hit them. It'll be right under their feet.
Oh!
Foreshadowing drilling.
Nice. I did not catch that. Good job.
I did.
Let's see. Matt Candleclaire, Gaz, you're pretty much more or less right about Roxy and her counterpart, but her counterpart suit was actually mostly purple. Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was green, but good to know. Thank you. And then Dolly Girl, that one was hard to type. I know it's a horrible joke. Okay, at least you own it. So then once again, his tooth hurts, and everyone's like, "What's your problem? Fix your tooth." And so, okay, he's gonna fix his tooth. Yeah. This scene was a little weird. I like that Ben and Betty go with him, and it's their dentist, and they're like, "Oh, we're with you, buddy," and we'll kind of give him support once again, being good support staff.
Yeah.
But then this woman comes out, and she's like, "Ah!" I have a couple problems with this. One, I've been to the dentist many times and had like real dental surgery, like double root canal stuff, and I've never come out going, "Ah!" Like, if anything, I'm like, whew, like kind of tired. Like,
yeah.
But even if it hurts later, you're so numbed up. No one, if you come out, like the dentist should be like, "Whoa, come back." That's a bad dentist.
Yeah.
My second problem is this big white gauze band around her head, which I have seen in cartoons since I was a kid and never seen in real life. I feel like in the 1900s, maybe that was something you did. You tied a ribbon around your head when you had a toothache. I don't know. I've never seen it ever in real life except for comedic effect, and I think it's time we let that go. Because even, again, kids watching it now, they're not going to know, oh, well, they're just like, what, did her ears get cut off? Like, why is she wearing a bandage?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, everything about this scene, I know what they were going for, but it didn't hit.
I agree. The comedy in this episode in general didn't hit. This was good.
I was going to say, you could definitely tell, because I watched these back-to-back, this episode was one specific team, and the next episode was a different team.
Creative team, you mean?
I like episode 11's team. I don't like episode 10's team.
I don't hate this episode.
I dislike it thoroughly.
I'm comparing it to the Dino Charge episode where they had the monster that gave people toothaches, and I think it's at least as good as that, if not better. This part of the joke here I liked better though, the silhouette, because at first I was like, "What is this going to turn out to be a dream or something? That can't be real." And then Ben falls over the table and they run away, which is weird because they're not even getting drilled on. But yeah. But then, oh look, he was just drilling thing. That is not a great joke, but I think it's the best joke we've had so far.
Yes, that's 100%.
That's the best one we've had so far. So then back at the command center, what are they doing? I don't even remember. Do you remember what they're doing there? They're searching for Roxy and the Robotron because they didn't realize they went underground, and we know that they're staying underground, but they think they're out there. And I don't know if I got a shot of this, but I like that we have. No, I don't. That we have Zoe in the helicopter, and then we have Devin on cruise, and it's like showing, they're using different things and looking around different ways.
That part was really cool. I liked that as well.
And then he realized, they might be in the underground aqueducts. Maybe they're not trying to be found. So they said, okay, we're going to keep looking up here in case you're wrong. Again, good strategy.
Yep.
Nate, you're more, a ranger now. You take Steel, and Ravi, you guys go check underground.
Even though a week ago we wouldn't let you outside by yourself.
Well, he has Steel with him now, I guess.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So, but again, I like the strategy of that because, it makes sense that they have different forces and are covering their bases.
Yep.
Sorry, I just got a Windows update that I want to close so that it doesn't restart my computer. And they had established earlier on when Ravi was talking about being scared of the dentist, Nate is scared of spiders. And it didn't feel forced at all because they were all talking about, everybody's scared of stuff. He's like, I'm scared of spiders. And Zoe said, we all have fears, whatever. This is a little bit forced, but not so much I mind.
Yeah, I just kind of shrugged at it.
Because they are in an underground sewer, there probably are going to be spiders. And Nate's like, I'm very scared, but, I'm going to push on, and as long as I don't see any. Side note, I like the way the robots look, like the glowing eyes. You can see Steel
that
here,
was really cool. It reminded me of Time Force of all things.
Really? Oh, because what's the Circuit? Was that his name?
No, not just because of Circuit, but I remember Time Force specifically, and I think Lightspeed Rescue, had a lot of scenes at night, whereas most of the Power Ranger series were all during the day.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So Roxy now... They see her, and she confirms the plan is to drill up under a Morphex tower, but she's going to send a Gigatron elsewhere, and they find this out. And again, it's good that they split up because they're like, okay, well, you guys go handle that. We'll stay here and handle this. All good tactics, all good teamwork. I love it. So then, they get the message, and they're like, you guys go handle that. Take the Zords. So they just take their two, so they can't form the Megazord, but, that's fine. His Red Racer is like one of those ones that's almost a Megazord by itself. So there they go. And then, of course, a spider lands on Nate. And a great face here. He's like,
we have to have the big moment of, you overcame your fears. I'll go to the dentist, which very Power Rangers. I don't hate them for doing it. I'm just kind of over it after 26 years or however long it's been.
It is very Power Rangers. I've seen it done better. I've seen it done worse. This was fine. I will say that it made me respect Nate more than Ravi though, because Ravi just has this unreasonable fear that he ran away, and Nate's like, I am scared, but I have to push through. It's on me, and he didn't even like get it off, or like smack it or smash it. He's like, okay,
you like paused.
I'm gonna calm, and like I've done stuff like that where like it's terrible, it stinks, you're scared, whatever, but you kind of just calmly on the outside do it, and it's like it's a better way to handle it. So I was impressed with Nate, even though it's supposed to be about Ravi. Like I felt like Nate got the better development here.
Yep, 100%.
But then Ravi's like, okay, I got my cannon. He's starting to learn that when they use their guns, they win quickly.
Yeah, right.
Real quick on chat, let's see, we missed a few things. Wow, we missed Aki Dragu. Hey, how you doing? You are not too late. We're going for at least another half hour because we're doing double episodes this time. Real Babu, I used to think it was I think it used to be in lieu of wiring someone's jaw shut, going back to the bandage. But then you can't scream, talk, or anything else. But okay, so fair enough. But again, that's such an old-fashioned thing that, like, when was that even done? 100 years ago? Like, before at the time of anybody alive right now, I think. It's certainly not for the kids that are watching this show now. Matt Kendall Clare, I do have fun fact for when we see the dentist. The female dentist?
In the episode,
the real dentist. Okay. Akidrago, him getting scared of spiders was established long ago in episode 8. Oh, that's true.
No.
So even better. So once again, better character development for Nate than Ravi.
Yep.
Matt Kendall Clare, Drill Tron's voice actor is Daniel Watterson. Dan is married to Amber Rose Henshaw, who is the technician within Grid Battle Force that deploys the Zords. Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think she's the only like side character, tech character that we've seen multiple times. Like she's like, you kind of recognize her. Well, that is some good trivia. Thanks, Matt. You mentioned that yesterday, I think, and I did not know that. For those who didn't know, I accidentally streamed working on Psycho Blue yesterday. I meant to record it, but I started streaming, so then I just started chatting with people a little bit, and Matt was in there saying he had some trivia for today. So he pulls out his gun. I forget what he says here, why they then transform, but whatever, they transform. Then we cut back to the evil zone of Cyber Evil Lair. Scrazzle, what was he doing? Let me check my note here.
Oh, I think that's when they deploy the Alpha Gigadrone.
Yes, you're right. He sends the Gigadrone because they're splitting them up. Yep. All right. And then, sorry.
They keep going. I know we're running short on time, so we want to finish too. So they go, the Gigadrone deploys. They say, hey, we can't form the Megazord.
No, they say we can't. I appreciate you going fast, but you're skipping the part where the Gigadrone attacks from underground, which I thought was awesome.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so the fight, the Rangers downstairs explode up to the upstairs, downstairs, upstairs. But then they can't find. Ravi uses Gorilla Strength, which he hasn't used in a while, and of course Drill Tron absorbs that. Yeah. Okay, and then this is the part I just got to. So they're like, where is this Gigadrone? We don't see it. And from underground, it starts shooting up. Now, one thing I'm noticing looking at this, there's cars that don't look like they're parked that are getting shot. Usually they make a point of showing the city being like abandoned, but this is there might be some casualties here. But I loved it because the Megazord fights are so predictable. Having just two, can't find it, and then getting attacked from below, I thought that was great. I've never seen that before. I loved it.
It was awesome.
So, again, you're saying you didn't love this episode. There's things to like and not like, but overall, I think it's a solid episode. There's nothing...
I think also, in direct comparison, 11 was just so much better.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so, back to the fight with these guys, and everybody's... They're winning the ground battle against Roxy and Drill Tron, but they're losing the Zord battle, and that's when they start saying, like, we need the Megazord. And Ravi's like, I'm busy, I can't, I'm in the middle of a fight here. Awesome camera angles this episode. Here's a down shot of Drill Tron. They're not even all winners, but they took a lot of chances with where they placed the camera, which I thought was pretty cool. And then there was this cool shot where he misses Ravi and the wall just explodes. CGI, not top tier CGI, but I liked it. I feel like that would be like a cool poster or something.
One note really quick as well is in the Zord fight, part of the reason they need Ravi, other than just like, we can't build the Megazord, it's something that I had forgotten about. They're like, we're gonna run out of Morph-X if we keep like stalling for so long.
That's true. Yeah. They mentioned that. That's a good point. Also, I don't know if it came before or after this, but there's a point where like Steel or somebody's like, hey, good job, brother, you got him. We're doing it. And Roxy's just like, no one cares. Just starts shooting at him, which I thought was awesome. Like, again, she's a charming villain. So then he turns around, uses his blaster, and basically one-shots Drill Tron. It was a little weird that they cut to this really far away shot where you see the whole building. You don't see him. You don't see Drill Tron. You just see an explosion. I am chalking that up to American editing. I think that wasn't how the fight ended, but they needed it to end here. So like, oh, there's an explosion. Then that's and fine. It was a little awkward, but they got to do what they got to do. And then we get back to Nate and Steel. Oh, this is the part I was just talking about, where they're good job, and she's like, I don't care, which again I thought was great. So now finally, Ravi is deploying his Zord, and they're still getting shot from beneath. But then finally they could form the Megazord. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking my notes. They form the Megazord, and it's basically a one-hit kill. I mean, technically, it's like set them up and then shoot them down, but they do that thing with Ravi's, which I forget what it's called, but it's like a stasis beam that comes out of the gorilla wheels. And then they pull out the Cheetah Blaster that for some reason makes the sword work.
The sword,
And they win. Again, going back to angles, after they win, they have this cool shot, this down, and before too, it's just like a down shot of the city, kind of a fisheye lens. They do a really good job of capturing scale of the Zords in this series. Like, this is some of my favorite Zord stuff. Not necessarily the Zords themselves. I think they're all kind of mediocre. They're not my favorite. They're not my least favorite. But the way they're filmed, shot, treated, I think is really well done.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then back to the ground battle, and Nate and Steel are just kicking everybody's butt. So Roxy's like, I'm out of here, which of course means that that's the flag for the win. And then it's all done, and Ravi's like, oh, I guess I gotta, go get my mouth taken care of. Blaze's turn. What did I say? Oh, okay. So then
Oh, one thing about the
Yes.
Zord battle, which is ironic for our
Yeah.
episode today, it felt rushed, which is why I wasn't a huge fan of it also. They do a
True.
really good job of building it out and show why things happen, and this one's like, we need you. Okay, done. Like, I was like, all
True, but they
right.
weren't introducing anything new. It was all stuff we had seen before, so I
Yeah.
was okay with that. It wasn't. I'm okay with it. Again, I'm not saying it was the best. It was just a solid episode. It wasn't
We
terrible.
focused more on his dental dilemma than we did on a decent Zord fight.
That was alliteration.
Yep, you're welcome. Keep on keeping on. Speaking of dental work.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the dentist who actually we don't even really get to see because the screenshot I have has her head turned, but that is the dentist. So she goes in, and then he goes to get it done. Cut back to the evil zone of evil. Evox is like, you failed, and she's like, well, no, I did get the power of the gorilla, so I kind of succeeded. And Blaze is like, yeah, and she's like, so I should get it. Blaze is like, nope, I got a plan, my turn,
Yep.
and he's like, all right, you do it. That's not how Evox sounds at all. Now, this is my favorite part of the entire episode, the end here, because he comes out, he's got it done. Whew, that wasn't so bad. Everybody's waiting for him, right? And he's like, oh, and they're like, oh, why are you guys here? And they're like, oh, we just wanted to, see you off. And Steel goes, oh, we wanted to make sure you went through with it. And they went, just kidding. He's like, I'm not kidding. He ran away last time. He's right. He did run away last time. And I
Steel's
love
the OG. Steel's the best.
he is.
And he is the power of the people for us.
Yes, Steel, my friend. I'm glad you're here.
And that is the end of episode 10.
That is the end of episode 10. Oh, except for the spider where Nate gives a face. And
Okay.
Ravi feels bad. And okay, end of episode 10. We did that super fast.
Yep.
And now we're going to do episode 11, if you could believe it. So talk to the people for a minute while I get episode 11 queued up here, Big Dog.
For those of you on YouTube, catch us in our next video where we go over episode 11. But episode 10 wasn't the best, wasn't probably the worst episode we've seen. Definitely had some moments, as Gaz and I discussed, but not something that you can write home about.
What would you give it, a letter rating?
C?
I'd give it a B.
Because you're nicer than me.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I did think it was a B. I have a new vote coming up. The next one I do is going to be one of these four. And I posted this a few places last night, so some votes have already been coming in.
Yep.
Don't vote now live on Twitch. You could say who you want, but it won't count. It counts on YouTube. It counts on either Action Activate Face group, which actually I'll put these links up now.
Mm-hmm.
It counts on my Gazbot Facebook page. It counts on Instagram. Anywhere you see it, you put the vote in, it'll count. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to allow multiple votes.
Wow.
Not multiple votes on the same post, but if you vote on Instagram and you vote on Facebook, you could have up to, what is it, 1, 2, 3, I think 6.
Yeah.
So if you want to engage on all those different platforms, I will count them. If you care that much that you want your person to win, I will count them. And I'm going to let it run until next week, and that's when I'll decide the winner. Well, not decide the winner, but count it, and that's when it'll be closed.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for now. I am Gazbot.
I am the big Dawg Defender.
This has been Action Activate and
To the
To the Power. Thanks, guys.
See you guys later.
See you later.